Perfect.
Is it recording?
Ooh.
Come on in the bed, Mac.
I'd love to.
Come on down under the covers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What is up, everybody? We have a very, very highly anticipated episode here with none other than Shayne. Shayne, how are you feeling about finally being under the covers?
It feels good. Warmer than expected. You know?
Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Yeah, so you know how this rolls. Here we are. We're gonna get under these covers. We are under these covers. We're gonna ask you some questions about the show, burning questions that maybe fans at home don't have the opportunity to ask, burning questions that Mac and I want to ask, and yeah, pretty much centered around the show, around your performance and everything like that. So I'm gonna start it off strong. Going into the show, I know that you had talked to me about social game being your biggest strategy, but then more recently you mentioned that you didn't realize that everyone on the show is going to know so much about Europe, right?
Yes.
So you figured that out. What did you think that your biggest strengths were going to be going into the show? And then how did that change when you found out everyone knew a lot about Europe?
Now, I mean, the social game was definitely something that I kind of went in, was like, all right, this is going to be a strong suit of mine.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it was going to be the main base of my strategy.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that first challenge, it's easy to compare because we're not doing too much and we're all kind of on the same base of just info. It's not an athletic challenge. It's not a this challenge. It's just strictly info. And yeah, I realized I had a lot less tags than everybody else. So I was like, all right, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Okay. So when you realized you had a lot less tags than everyone else, how did that shift your strategy? Did you think, okay, I'm going to really, really hardcore lean into the social strategy now that I see, oh, crap, everyone's got all these tags? And not only did people have a lot of tags, but Biggie had a lot of tags and got them all right.
So that is what led into my next, like, oh, this is a cool dude. I could rock with him for the rest of the show. And I need his knowledge. So we finna see how this can work. You know, I was okay with being basically a sacrifice.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it got me that far.
Okay, yeah.
Did you ever consider having like an alliance with somebody other than Biggie, or was it just like you locked in on Biggie?
I locked in on Biggie because I feel like that was the best foundation. You know, I knew other people with Biggie's strengths would then, all right, well, we need to start to mingle around him and see what he's talking about. But yeah, it was who can I get along with for this long? And I didn't really know Rick at the time. I didn't really know anybody at the time, but it wasn't immediate that I was like, we need to be teammates. But after a couple days, it was like, yeah, this is the person I need.
If Biggie hadn't been on the show, who do you think you would have picked?
Ooh, I honestly may have tried to link with you.
Please.
Not for real. Yeah, 'cause I ain't trust
Tea.
you. I ain't trust you not one bit.
Nobody on this bus trusted me.
You're a solid person, but it doesn't come off as solid as much as it does strategic in the game.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that I probably seemed scary. That's
A little
fine.
bit.
Well, I think also they cut out me being a bossy little, everyone come back to the back and talk to me in the first episode, which Mac was a part of.
Yeah, but I wasn't running that.
Yeah, that was me.
I was just there.
I was gonna say, for the first little bit, you was leave me alone. I'm
Me?
nobody from nowhere. Leave me alone. Like,
I don't even know if you did that on purpose. I feel like you just weren't chatting with
No,
people. Was that a strategy?
It was not a strategy. It was I was just like, I mean, I think in general, when I'm in big groups and I don't know a lot of people, I do tend to just kind of sit back and listen.
that's smart.
But just because it's like, oh, I don't have anything to say, so I'm not going to just talk. But it wasn't like a game strategy or anything like that.
Okay.
It was just kind of like, that's how I am. I'm not great in groups.
Okay.
Much better three.
Okay. Yeah, something like this.
Something like this. Something where we're all in silky pajamas laying in bed.
Menage a trois?
Yeah, that's when I'm kind of at my peak.
This is Mac's best performance. So I'm gonna jump forward now.
Okay.
And I want to talk about your fight with Mr. Pilot Pete, because I feel like a lot of it wasn't aired. There were only bits and pieces. what really happened with that? Can you tell the audience how that was started and the backstory a little bit?
Yeah, so with Pilot Pete, I'll just call him Pete. I don't know. It feels weird. Like almost like he don't like the name, but Pete. He's a man, whatever. But it all, honestly, the root, like it started with a little bit of jealousy because I thought you and him were starting to build an alliance.
I told him within 10 minutes of him being on the bus that he'd made an enemy out of me. So he was
I remember that.
much.
Did they air that?
No, they didn't.
That would have been so good.
Because I'm pretty sure I was sitting there.
He probably was only trying to because I was like, get Mack out.
Yeah, probably.
I say once you start telling him who the strong players are, you know, I'm sure he was headhunting at that point.
Yeah.
Man, but you was always one of the threats. The only time that you got chill with us was like once Peter and Janae came, and it was like, all right, come on, we just gonna try to get this.
Because now I wasn't the number one. We gotta get it right. I was like, okay, now I'm number 3.
You were pushing. Oh yeah, we gotta get them out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but with Pete, so it started with a little bit of envy, or I say jealousy, and then we had some conversations that I think one might have been filmed, one might have not have, whatever, but we had a situation where he came to me asking questions just about topics, okay, just wanting to know my thoughts on things. Well, if you come to me wanting to know my thoughts on things, don't then poke holes and try to tell me I'm wrong on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that because I'm in the conversation. And that happened twice. And then that kind of went into it because he did the same tactic, just trying to get kind of info out of me. And then I realized there hadn't been a fight on the bus, so I was like, hey, this could be the one, you know? And how I then started off the combat, from what I remember, I don't know if how they cut it was correct or what, but I didn't like how I started that off and trying to go to like, that made me cringe on TV. I was like, oh, no. I was happy with everything else.
So, did you and Pete ever talk about the moon landing? And so I have like a very distinct memory of Pete saying, you said the moon landing wasn't real. Yep. And they didn't put that. But
and I responded, bro, you take your moon landing info off a Tom Hanks movie. Like, that's what our conversation ended with that. And it was like, no, nothing against him. He didn't know a whole lot just about the conspiracy stuff. So when it comes to you asking me if I'm, like, my biggest thing is if you don't know what the gold standard is, that our money used to be based on gold, I don't want to hear nothing about your opinions on conspiracy theories. Yeah, about anything that could possibly be this or that, just because you haven't done enough.
For a little context, this isn't shown much on the show, but Shayne is really into conspiracies. So like he gets on the bus, immediately is talking about all sorts of conspiracies, down to chemicals in our food, chemtrails, CIA unclassified documents about very crazy things that a lot of you might not believe, but I knew about some of these things. Anyways.
Wait,
that's how we bonded.
What does the gold standard have to do with the moon landing?
Because if you're not even understanding why our country is the way that it is financially because of the gold standard and where we sit in the world on the true value of our money versus us being bullies and you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not even on that basis of things and you don't even know what the gold standard is.
Okay.
You haven't even dug into the realm deep enough to have a conversation about this or be debating anybody on anything. Because anything at that point that I was saying, I was like, well, have you heard of this? No. Have you heard of this? No. Well, what about this? No. Okay, well, bro, what are we talking about? Like, you know, and the Tom Hanks movie came up, and I was like, bro, there's no way. I'm done.
That's fair.
Great dude, though. I don't want to seem like I'm talking shit about him. He's a great dude.
You don't sound like you're talking shit. You just sound like you like conspiracies and he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. How did you feel about how your and Ally's relationship was portrayed versus like how it actually was?
I think the main connecting pieces on why we ended up together just weren't shown.
Yeah.
You know, it's very quick, punchy, like, you know, one point you're saying that I'm cute, and then the other point is, you know, us holding hands and kissing and stuff, and there's really no like build up, which, you know, 60 minutes, 10 episodes, you only got so much. So
and then with commercials, they've got like 40 minutes of actual screen time.
So you know, it's just kind of one of those things. I came into the show knowing that everything that they're gonna shoot is not gonna be shown. just kind of got to rock with it. I can't change it, so I ain't gonna stress.
Did you
about
come
it.
onto the show thinking you were gonna, like, was that like on your mind? Like,
No.
oh, I might end up dating somebody?
The furthest thing from my mind. Like I said, I didn't trust her for the first bit. You know what I'm saying?
Every Under the Covers is me being told by the person that they did not trust me.
It really is.
Every single one except Jonah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Jonah wouldn't have told you that. But I don't even know what his trusting versus not trusting. Who did he trust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, so that
Come to
wasn't on your
find
mind
out.
at all. Yeah. So relationships weren't on your mind, but the way that you were portrayed, were you happy with the way that your personality was end up portrayed? Were you happy with like what was shown of you? Do you feel like audiences probably have a good idea of who you are, or do you feel like they probably don't?
Nah, I don't think they do. You know, if I was watching the show and I didn't know me, I mean, I commented on some people's stuff that I was like, I barely know that I'm in the show from the promos. You know what I'm saying? So, not my biggest thought on that is, it's a travel knowledge-based show. If you don't have the knowledge and all of that, and you are working kind of behind the scenes, it might not be shown as much. So, you know, that's why I'm hoping for another show. You know what I'm saying? Something a little more social-based.
NBC, if you're watching this, we're all available.
All available.
All three of us sitting right here saying we're available.
Episode 8. How'd you feel about Biggie giving you a dagger?
So with that was the plan.
What was the plan?
Yeah, explain the plan.
Well,
And when did you guys come up with the plan? Sorry, that was 3 questions. That was too many.
I know,
You can
but I
take
don't
one
know
at a
if I can
time. You
answer
can take
it
one at a
all.
time.
It was the night before. We just discussed all possibilities, what could possibly happen. And with the 3 people going in, I wanted to make sure that they didn't try to just attack you. So I was like, bro, just in case, just give me one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the plan was for really all of us, because there were many plans of just the potential, giving each other daggers.
Because I think at this point we didn't know for sure it was going to be 3 people. I think we were playing all scenarios because we thought we could go in there and we were just voting for who was going to go home. So we didn't really understand until that moment where Jeffrey said 3 of you are going to go to the Garden of Lost Souls. So
so that's where it kind of got a little tricky, and you know, playing for things, but I don't think we planned deep enough. You know, so but the fact that he didn't really give, he gave Pete one?
It was the 2 of you and Peter.
Okay. I just still can't believe he didn't give Rick one.
yeah.
We trusted
Which I
Rick to
can't.
be
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
But you know, that whole thing, him giving me a dagger, just because we knew that we couldn't give each other, or we couldn't give ourselves daggers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised now, because hindsight's 2020 and Biggie has told me how little he trusted me. I'm surprised he didn't just give me both of his daggers. Like both of those daggers and one to Peter. I'm surprised he still gave you one.
Yeah. I mean,
just because hindsight. Like, I know he didn't trust me.
So the idea was that Biggie would give you a dagger, and then also you a dagger or whatever. And so then it'd be the 2 of you.
Well, that wasn't
plus
too much of a...
that wasn't part of the plan.
No. The reason for
that was
giving
because
me
he
a
didn't
dagger,
trust me.
Well, that was one of the scenarios, but
like,
that scenario, I don't think...
What does giving you a dagger achieve?